Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm going to be starting, this is going to be a sourdough bread that I'm making. It's called Flax Prairie Bread, and this comes out of Manitoba, Flax Country. All right, so this bread is going to have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids in it, so it's very healthy for you. All right. We need 4 1/4 cups of, we're going to mix our flours first, and then we're going to have 2 rye, and we'll be using this flour in all this time, all right? So 4 1/4 cups of regular flour. I'm using all-purpose because they're not stressing bread flour, so I'm assuming that this is what they want. And this will be making 2 1.5 pound loaves. And we are going to need 1/2 cup of flax flour. So when they say flax, they're talking about flaxseed flour. If you can't find it in the store, you can go to Terra Soul Superfoods. I found it on Amazon because I can't always find what I'm looking for in the store, so I have to go to Amazon for some of these things. Now this has a brown look to it, just letting you know. You can see it. All right, there we are. Now, if you're not going to be using this in a hurry, I would strongly recommend you leave it in your freezer. When you deal with whole grains, that's a safe place to put them, your whole grains. Let's see how much protein is on this thing. I didn't even serve it. Check it. For every tablespoon, we're talking 1 gram of protein, okay? So we put 1/2 cup in there. So that's 16 tablespoons because every ounce is 2 tablespoons. So we're getting protein in this one. Now, for people who don't know, if you get flours that are let me show you. Enough of them here. When you see non-GMO, that means that there's not a lot of starch in it. So if you use these flours, you're gonna have to add white flour to get that lift that you're looking for, because they do not have a high gluten. They're more low in that area. That's why you cannot get the lift. This is why when you use white flour, you get such a lift. So when I use these flours, I have to mix them with another flour, be it bread flour, all-purpose, or sometimes I even mix them with wheat, you know, but they need those other flours to pick them up. Now I'm going to have to order some pumpernickel, and you say, oh, I can use rye. Yes, you could use a dark rye, but pumpernickel has all the germ in it, all of it. It's all ground up very fine, so you get everything out of that one. So I'm going to be ordering pumpernickel because I just found a lovely recipe that I think you would love very, very much, but it's on another page. Okay, now this is the flour that we are going to be working with. You're going to be leaving it out, and we're going to be taking all our flour from here. So I'll be leaving this on the counter with a plate on it like this. let's get the culture started because it's going to have two rises. That means we're going to be doing it this morning and tonight. And I will tell you what you have to do with both of those rises before we make the bread tomorrow. We are going to need our liquid culture. I have to mix mine because I haven't fed it yet. And I'm having my mushroom coffee while I'm doing this. Just trying to get everything done. Now we're going to need okay, how are you going to do this? All right, I already did this. Okay, we need 2 cups of the liquid culture. I've already given you both of them. One is the sponge culture and this one's the liquid one. Before you use it and before you feed it, stir it. Make sure you mix everything up because the fluid comes up because they're eating all of the other stuff in there and breaking it all down so we can enjoy it. So we need 2 cups of this. Yeah, I'm going to be taking a lot of culture from here. As you can see, I've only got this much of it left, but I'll feed it and get it going. All right, you sure you want 2 cups? Yeah, 2 cups, okay. I have more recipes right now with liquid culture than sponge culture, but I do have them, and I hope to get more books with different ways on it. I went to the Book of the Month Club, and they used to have a cooking club that I belonged to, but when my husband got real sick, I didn't bother with it, and I didn't know that they had closed it down. They were bought over and everything else, so that really left me sort of high and dry. Okay, now we are going to take, the flour we just mixed up. We are going to take 1 cup of the flour mixture that we just made and add it in here. And you are going to add 1/4 cold water. And what we're going to do is we're going to beat this. Beat it till it's smooth, okay? If you want to do it with a mixer, you can. I'd rather do it by hand. I mostly do it by hand because I've been doing it all my life. Now listen, I want to bring something to your attention. I get a lot of recipes from a lot of people, and they do it different from around the world. I have recipes that go around the world as well on things. Bread making is not done one way. It's done many different ways. And when I show you, this is how I was taught they have their bread. It doesn't mean that their bread is wrong. It doesn't mean yours is right. It just means it's different. So always think that when I show you these, you say, oh, you're not supposed to do it this way. This is how they do it. So I'm showing you different ways how people do it. I have recipes that say take your bread and slam it on the counter really hard. I mean, and other ones that say punch it hard. You know, you just never know what you're going to get with these recipes. But these people have been using these recipes for a long time, and this is how they make it. So please be respectful in that aspect and realize that when I'm showing you something, it's not always the way I would do it, but it's how they do it. And I am bringing this to you. All right, now we're going to set this, after you beat this, we're going to set it in another room. Well, I'm going to set mine in the dining room. There's a nice place that they just love to stay. So let me go put it there, and I will be back, and we'll see what we're going to do in 12 hours. Okay, I put mine up. Coffee, you know, if you've never had mushroom coffee, you're really in for a treat. Okay, I will be doing this, all right, at 5 o'clock this evening, or whenever you make this, 12 hours later. You're going to add another cup of that flour mixture and a half a cup of water. You'll mix it and beat it like I did till it's smooth, and then you set it till tomorrow morning, and tomorrow morning we will be making Flax Prairie Bread. Okay, so listen, have a good day. Today I'm making a boiled dinner. I'll show you how I do mine. Okay, take care for now.